Hello and welcome to another video. I will be showing you today about how to clear up the current events for the beginner boss hunt as well as the guild boss hunt. There's not much for me to say. Don't want to take too long. This video is going to be uploaded as soon as I'm done with it, so hopefully you guys have some time to at least check it out. Ideally, most of you would have already finished it realistically, and that's just kind of how it goes. So let's get right into it. I have my audio off currently, so pretty much for most of these things, you just set it on auto, forget about it. Because I won't hold you, I'm not going to be able to do any of these, like, higher than basic, really. That's what my issue has been, recently. Most of these things cannot be done past basic, past the basic guild one. The reason being is because they're just difficult. I mean, it's generally just better to just leave it on auto and just kind of forget about it. And that one's done. I get to do this one, so that's kind of when it get done. If we run into any issues, we'll just kind of showcase it here, but realistically, we should be perfectly okay. Then we're going to do both this one and this one, because I think they need to be both done. Is that one, or is it just that one? It might just be that one. No, you do need to get this one first as well. Get the 4500. Yeah, so do this one as well, so you get an extra 4500 of these coins. Apologies for my voice. I have been a little bit struggling with a couple of things in real life. Mostly life stuff, you know it. Yelling a bunch, like things, but regardless. Yeah, no, like, so this is just kind of like a speedrun essentially for most of this stuff. I will be showing you just for the hero fights, because there's nothing to it, really. I think in the past I was able to showcase, like, a bunch of stuff, but I think the strategy for the fights for it is really just the same, and, like, it doesn't get any, like, better. The reason being it doesn't get any better is due to the fact that damage cap is a thing, and you can only get a certain amount of points nowadays. Yeah, ever since the damage cap, you really, unless you can like clear it like really like the difficulty stage, like some of this stuff is like really like easy to do. I think for like the majority of people that do actually can clear like the higher stuff, you can see at 30,000 points this has 950,000 HP. I'm not sure I should probably go to auto this, to be honest. Or to be 100% honest with you, I might actually just go to like swap out for a different team, to be honest. Is it red? If it's red, I might just go to like swap out. Weak to blue. Because as much as if it's weak to this, then that means it's red. Hold on. Because I think, as much as one would like to use any other units, it really doesn't make too much of a difference. Some of these units. Red. Where is she? There she is. The reason I'm bringing her along is because she has a little bitty thing called a boost. Their fan. There it is. So she raises her speed boost. This is what I'm going to be using. Since this party is like essentially red, I think you can just use the strongest team, like the strongest team you have. I would love to use this one as much as I can, but realistically, I'm not going to hold it. This is going to run into a small issue of not enough damage, because as you could tell, I was struggling to clear it up like fast enough on the other one. So for this stuff, you can just use your strongest team, I think, and you should be able to hit like damage cap. Which we'll try one with and without it. So we're actually going to try it without it to see how far we reach on like damage wise at least. We'll try it out right now. We'll be setting it on auto, of course. That's kind of just going to showcase both situations in that case. Just going to like proof test essentially for you guys. Because what I used to do I used to like actually put effort into these fights, and after learning it, it really doesn't make much of a difference. You really just damage the best you can, and then just move on, pretty much. This might take a little bit more. No, less damage than I thought. And Delta hits hard. That is reality, but as you can tell, my damage is actually a little bit subpar. That's good damage. We're gonna ultimate right here. This is all an auto, by the way. This is all an auto. I'm not touching this. Okay. Oh, that was a good strike right there. 156k. This actually might actually be able to get past the amount of damage that I need. I think you need to output like 1.8 million damage, I think, for this stage. Not quite, actually. 49k. We'll be trying it with the red one next. I do believe that we'll just straight up output more damage. It's not necessarily always about like getting like the strongest like element. That's if you want to maximize the damage. There are other teams and other options. I think having like SF Shadow as well as the Shadowfest twin duo, not twin duo, but like the Shadowfest Beta and Beta and Epsilon units would be pretty good. But if you don't have those units, or if you don't have like the best team, at least in my case, right, I can't really optimize the damage for blue, really, since I didn't really invest. I've been investing in her, but the problem is it's just too much investment. It takes too much time, and she is really just kind of like a PvP unit, or PvP, or like a Dark Knight unit essentially. And like every other blue unit that I have needs more. What's the word? Again, investment into them. I think Blue Shadow's pretty good, but I need to like reinvest more in him, as well as the new is pretty good as well. I think the new 8 is also really good as well. And kind of goes to kind of show like I don't have the best blue units in the game. As much as I'd like to invest in them, this kind of like easy to tell you like it's kind of like a need basis. This team clears most of the PvE content, so this is not necessarily necessary. But we're actually going to be trying this team next. You can really use anything as long as it's not weak to red, so don't be using the new Shadowfest Delta, for example, because you'll be outputting about 60% less damage, I believe. Target your enemy's weak element, because I believe you do 30% more damage dealt when you're the element, you take 30% more damage. I am not done. I believe that's what it is, but you can really use like the same element or any other element that's like neutral to it, I think, and you'll be perfectly okay. We're actually going to be testing on red. And this is my Alt Rush team, essentially. And to showcase what my team does, really. So Aurora is just kind of like my main DPS. She and Alexia does decent damage as well, but she like kind of sometimes falls short behind. Honestly, the one that kind of like sometimes clutches is actually yep, as you can tell, damage is like really high. And if you could tell right there, my ultimate got instantly geared up. The reason is because of the Gamma that we have here. She actually raises the gauge to whoever has like the highest stats, I believe. So right off the bat, we have an ultimate, and we're done. Halfway through the thing, we're already done. And the gauge gets used up faster with her. We got a little bit of her stuff, so you're going to be outputting in more damage. And then here's where one of the biggest swings comes for damage-wise. Alexia ultimate. And we have Gamma ultimate as well. We're doing the overkill phase. And we're kind of done with damage, I believe. All fully automated. This is as much as you can really get. And 60,000 hit points. You don't necessarily need the optimal team for these kind of situations. It is kind of up to you to kind of decide whether to do it or not. The reason I decided to use red on this case is because they're my most auto-farmable team. And as much as I'd like to have anything else, really, it's really not optimal for me, especially with the investments. As well as time gauging. Suppose I want to do this one, right? This is too much health. This is genuinely too much health. And it's too difficult. The change in scale is like, this isn't acceptable, and it was still really hard back in the day. Since they added a max cap on like the points, you'd think this would be better. But what ends up happening in this one, right, is if you don't get past a certain point, which you typically can't, the reason being is because you don't deal enough damage. Using a red team, that like my best red team on a red explicit team, got absolutely shredded before in a patch, and I just genuinely couldn't use it. That is kind of how it goes. But yeah, you can pretty much use your best team. There's nothing to it. Nothing else I can say. If you want to just farm this, do it as you can. Realistically, I've stopped really caring too much about this one because farming these at levels like at max, as long as you like farm this like again and again and again, I believe you get enough for most of the rewards. If you do the math, it's 60,000 times 20, I think. So 60k times 20. It's about 1.2 million is how much it is. Not including the extra stamina from the day. This should be ideally enough for this stuff. Yep. Got 28 rewards from just 2 of those players. The maximum reward is, yep, I believe it, 1 million, so anything after that is just kind of benefit for you. Okay, that's all. I hope you all have a good day. Stay solid, and apologize for this coming in late, but this should hopefully give you at least an idea for something. See, it's pretty simple. Bye-bye.